So, last time, the party had quite the ordeal. You guys finally had your competition, fight, whatever, for the amusement of a pit fiend. During the combat, Arim finally felt what it was like to be bigger than others, and Tucson got to see where he's gonna go when he dies. Again.
I feel like I got to
Because
see
he has
things
died once.
From the dwarf's perspective, a bit lower.
What was that?
Hello?
I think I got to see things from the dwarf's perspective for a second.
Oh, because you were down on the ground? Right.
Because I was chopped in half, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello?
I mean, you weren't clean in half, you were still technically connected.
Tate, we can hear you.
Nevertheless, though, you were brought back from a deal with the Pit Fiend, and he now has some minor tiefling-esque traits. Not enough to actually have a change in anything mechanical, not enough to even excessively affect roleplay, but enough that it's notable to the party. As far as that goes, the party had successfully defeated the Minotaur zombie and the White, successfully made a deal with the Pit Fiend that was, unfortunately for you guys, basically just to get out of there, because, as Jared said, he beat him to the punch with having some sort of crafty wording. Tate's audio just crashed. God damn it, Tate.
This is a good start to the night.
Tate, are you gonna have to restart?
I don't know if you can actually hear us.
There we go.
The more silent dead spots, the more I'll have to edit, guys. Keep talking. Yeah.
Editing?
Yeah, for getting rid of the silent spots. Do we wish to continue and just wait for Tate to come back, or do we want to wait for Tate to come back?
You should know what happened last session. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't see the problem if we just continue. Assuming it doesn't take more than a couple minutes.
Okay. In that case then, ultimately then the only other big things would be that you guys acquired a fair collection of items. There are some more items within there that you would like to try and take out. Although, taking them out of there and loading them up on the cart might not be the best plan because Alphonse might get overloaded, since you wanted like the couches and the grandfather clock and so forth. You might have to be a little pick and choosy if you're going to go back in there for anything on what you'll go back in there for, unless you're just going to do it at a later time and date.
I mean, I brought up that we can just kind of keep the damn place.
There is also that too. And Arim did put a note on there saying that it is belonging to you guys. So, as long as that's respected.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Along with that, then, the only other big thing of note would be that Avina gained 2 rats as friendlies. But for leveling up purposes, she does not want them to take the role of an animal companion. So instead, they are going to be more just friendly animal things that, for all intents and purposes, will eventually be left with the guild hall and not be on the adventures.
Good for dogs.
Unless she does bring them on the adventures, in which case they're not a companion and they could very well just turn feral and attack her. Anyway, so I just had to add that little bit in there. Anyway, so
Wow.
where we left off then was after the combat, after the acquisition of all your items and the revival of a friend. You guys came out here and decided to set up camp. Arim and Zephyr were the ones setting up camp. Tucson just set up a hammock for himself. Perthros was looking and checking out this teleporter thing. And Avina was setting up traps, hoping that there will be food in the morning.
Pretty much, yeah. You guys didn't die on me again, did you? Okay.
So, that is where we are picking up. Would anyone like to take the lead? I'm assuming Tucson is just asleep, unless he was laying down in the hammock, not sleeping, but just kind of watching everyone else.
What do you mean take the lead? We're not leading Alphonse anywhere.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't that be taking the reins?
Tate, I
You can
want
lead
you to
a
roll
horse.
me
Right,
a
right.
survival for setting up the traps. Perthros, I want you to roll me, I don't know, gather information or search or such. Arim and Zephyr, you guys have set up a camp. You guys are setting up a camp. Tate, what did you get?
I got a 24, nat 20.
Fair enough. You, what kind of traps did you set up?
I would say I'd set up spring snares, aka creature wanders in to get food, gets food, snare snaps shut, and holds him up. It's the
Like a-
tree snares, I forget.
Okay, I gotcha. A rope snare that's from a tree.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you get a couple of them set up. They're hanging out and about. Or technically they're not hanging, but they are set up. What do you do after that? Your two allies have set up some tents and a campfire.
I'm gonna probably hide. Just kind of watch the traps.
You're gonna hide?
Yeah. God, she's hungry. She wants food now. She is definitely hungry.
You know you have rations, right?
Not anymore. I used to buy the rats.
You know your allies have rations, right?
I do, but those are them.
Okay. Roll me a stealth. Hide. Sorry, a hide.
Sorry from the top, now we're here. It's
What'd you
still
get?
15, but nat 1.
A nat 1. Alright, but that's a 15 though?
Yeah.
Alright. You are hiding relatively well, but only in the sense of you have a whole bunch of bushes in front of you, and your back is exposed. So, if anything walks on the snare, it won't see you at all. But if it walks behind you,
True.
it sees your ass. So,
True.
there's that.
And her 3 swishy tails.
Right, you might actually be hiding in a bush and your furry tail and ass is sticking out of the other side and you don't quite realize it. Lamb, what did you get on
I
your
also
roll?
need to remove the rations.
23. Gather information.
Okay. Unfortunately, you still don't have enough information. You're pretty sure you know that some of these runes might need to be fixed. You might need to get someone that can actually rebuild or somehow repair some of the pillars, because it's not so much that the runes got damaged, but the pillar itself, where there should be a rune, got damaged. Unless you had the ability to have a rune magically float in the air in the spot it's supposed to be in, and the machine magical structure, whatever you want to call it, functions off of just the runes and not the actual structure itself as well. But you did figure out a way of how to essentially use a gemstone to attach to this, so that if you were to find another one, you can have the gemstone also attached to that one and create a doorway in between the two.
All right.
Very specifically, the doorway would take up just one of the spots between the pillars.
Oh,
is
thank
what
God!
you
I
get.
thought we were gonna build like 20 of these.
Nope. So, yeah, if you find one, you would link it in between the two pillars, and now you can travel between the two spots, between the two pillars of each. Effectively meaning this is a multi-passageway. If it had any passageways once upon a time, they clearly are gone due to age or whatever other purpose may have caused it. They are not linked to shit no more.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start recording that down in my book about the gemstone bit,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go and look over and see if Arim is awake.
Okay. Also, don't forget, you guys do have gemstones. It does use up the gemstone, though. It will completely devour it. Nevertheless, you head over to Arim, you said?
Well, I mean, right now I'm just staying over here, seeing if he's awake. If he's
Yeah,
not, then
they're-
I'm gonna keep working over here. Then.
You see them over there. They've just finished up setting up camp. Arim, Zephyr, you guys just got done setting up camp. What are you doing?
I'll be preparing some of the rations and a bit of a stew soup.
So you're making a ration soup?
I'll probably be just standing around a tree and then keeping an eye out for Vina.
Roll me a search. No, yeah, search. You're actively looking.
$15.
On a what? What was the dice roll?
9.
Okay. Yeah, you can see her tail. You didn't spot her at first, but then you recognized her bushy tail, and you're like, nope. There she is.
She's hungry.
Nevertheless, Arim, I'm gonna need you to roll me a survival for cooking your ration soup.
$14.
Woo!
So, are you putting anything else in it, or is it basically just your like dried up berries, grains, and whatnot?
Well, only because Lamb said something. Let's see, does it happen?
Fuck.
It happens. I'm now putting a little bit of Everclear in there.
Okay. Perthros, that's what you see then. You see him having a fire, having a pot over the fire. You see him taking his little bag and pouring in some dried out raisin, some dry raisins, some salted meat sticks, whatever, all in there. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. He gets a little devilish grin on his face. He takes off the Everclear and pours a nice little bit in there. Maybe takes a little bit of a sip himself out of it and puts it away. And then just continues to stir.
I do indeed take that step.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop walking for a second, just consider if I really want to go up and ask this. Like, yeah, fuck it. Hey, Reem.
Hmm?
Would you happen to know a stoneworker who could repair some of these pillars?
What kind of stones are we talking about?
Would I know the answer to that?
You'd think it looks like some sort of marble, but it is not a normal variation. Based on your limited knowledge, you would almost assume this is a otherworldly stone. So maybe like one of the inner planes or outer planes version of marble.
It's some kind of marble, but I'm not entirely sure. It might not be from this plane. But, we can get these things fixed. We might not have to take 6 days to travel.
Well,
Later,
I can,
of course.
I can take a look at it now. There might be a couple people in the town.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know where you even find this stuff.
Probably in the Dwarven Mines. I don't know. I haven't been down there too much myself, so.
Supposed to diggy hole.
Perthros, you're pretty sure you would not find it in the Dwarven Mines. Arim doesn't think it would be, but then again, stranger things have been found. But that information could be kept to your guys' selves.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that.
So, did you want me to take a look at it then?
I mean, if you'd like to, then they're right there. So, I can try to keep your ship from burning.
Alright. I'll walk over to the columns, pillars.
Okay. Roll me, I guess, search. Lamb? You do feel like there's a couple that, if they are sole dependent on the 2 pillars on its side, maybe they can work themselves right now. But again, just based on the very limited knowledge, you're not sure. Because again, if it needs a whole thing to work fine, then it doesn't matter, say 2 of the pillars are totally fine, because the rest of them aren't. Yeah, so you're not 100% sure. You have the assumption of either it's fucked and it needs to get fixed, some of them are fucked and they need to get fixed, and that's about all you can go on right now.
Right.
Would you get there, Kel?
13.
Yeah, you're pretty sure there's no fixing it. Not without some sort of reversing the effects of time, or completely removing a pillar and replacing it with another pillar. This isn't a simple, like, slap a rock inside of the rock and suddenly it works type of an ordeal. Like, as an example, one chunk looks like there's just a baseball-sized hole in it. And you're like, yeah, there's no filling that. It's
What's a baseball?
rock. Well, you know what I meant. You, the player, know what I meant.
Damn it, that's where I was going to go next.
So yeah, you have unfortunate news. It's either getting this marble and completely replacing, say, pillar number 3 because of its baseball-sized hole, or having some sort of magic-y do fuckery and reversing time or shaping Earth to have that marble shape inside of it, whatever the case may be. It's not going to be fixed by just simple masonry. Especially if it requires this specific stone. Like, if it could just be a clay that gets put into it and hardened, maybe.
Okay, I assume Perthros is over at my food then? Maintaining it?
Yeah.
Huh? We can say
I
something.
was going to say having to go at my own rations.
Are you
It's
running
like
into the stew as
looking
well?
at- Well, yeah. It's just like I'm looking at your stuff in horror and just going at my own. Wow.
So you're not eating his stew?
No, God no. I'm also making sure his shit doesn't
Hey,
burn.
Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Tucson starts to smell the food. His stomach rumbles.
He'll roll out of a hammock, not falling off.
Okay.
What you making?
I don't know, ask him.
You're walking up pretty much simultaneously there, Cole.
Wait, so would I be walking by Cal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
wait.
walking up right next to him.
So it's more like this.
Kinda.
So what's Perthros making?
Brothers actually isn't making that. That's mine. He's watching it while I was checking out the pillars.
Oh, making a stew or soup or something?
Yeah, figured why not.
I mean, I can add a bit of spice to it if you want.
Oh, what do you have?
Salt, cinnamon, pepper, ginger, that kind of stuff.
Well, if you want, feel free to add it. I do need to talk to Perthros, though, about these columns.
Proceeds to put in one of Avina's disgusting creations.
I still have 2 of those in a bottle.
I forgot about those. Correction, I forgot you had those still. So, Perthros,
Yep.
after looking those over, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to repair it easily, or if at all, for that matter. They'll have to be replaced.
That's what I was afraid of. Oh well.
As for where we can get that stone exactly, there might be some sort of rare merchant seller of stones in the city of Durridge, but other than that, I really don't know. When we get back, we'd always check out the Dwarven district. They might have some idea of where to get it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know which side of the country we'd have to head to for a rare person seller.
The black market.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
Here we call it Gnome City.
Gnomes take offense to that. They don't sell people.
There is
They
still
sell
a...
things.
Sorry, you good? There is still a chance that some of these might work. I don't know if it depends on the whole thing being intact or not. I think I have a vague understanding of how this thing works.
Are you saying that in character or out of character?
In character.
Well, is there anything that needs to be done to see if it can work or not?
I mean, for one, we would need to find another one, which is probably going to be the hard part.
Could we
And-
try building our own out of a different stone?
I don't know.
Also, how's my food? It's not burning, is it?
I don't think so.
I walk up next to the pot and check.
It is not.
It's completely dry.
But you did put dry food and alcohol together, so although it's not burning, it looks different.
Hey, brown foods is good food, Marcus.
Okay.
So I've been told anyway. As
At
a
least he's burning some of the alcohol out.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not super alcoholic anymore.
has Tuzan added in the other ingredients?
Has he?
Yes. About a handful of salt and a quarter-hand of ginger.
A hand and a half of sword.
All right. Can you roll me a survival there, Noah?
You know that this food is an abomination, and that you shouldn't eat it.
Tate, Avina can smell the food.
That smells delicious.
16.
Your rats have already headed over because they can smell it too. 16? Okay.
I can blend into the trees.
So is Avina heading over, Tate, or no?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone
I
is there
just-
to get food. Does Areem share his food with everyone?
Yes. But we
Okay.
might need to add more rations.
Is anyone not eating the soup?
That would be me.
And me.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Technically, he doesn't have to, yes.
yeah, I'm gonna be over here setting up my bedroll and shit.
Okay. I want the three of you that are eating it just to roll a fort save real quick.
Wait, not me?
You are eating the stuff, kid, so...
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
What'd you get?
23.
Okay. Tate?
15?
Alright, and Noah.
21.
Alright. All three of you are
Wait,
eating
that
it.
would be
It's
16.
okay. All three of you are eating it. It's perfectly fine. You're not really feeling any adverse effects of anything. It does have an odd taste considering it's dried fruits, salted meat, and alcohol. But thanks to like some of the cinnamon and ginger, it's not the greatest thing, but it's at least different than what you've been eating for the past week. The rats, though, on the other hand, they must have gotten some alcohol that didn't evaporate away or something, because they seem a little wobbly and they just lay down and sleep.
Are they sleeping on top of each other? Next to each other?
Inside of each other.
Side of each other?
Next to one another. Curled up in a ball-ish form. Tate, high or low?
Hi.
Aye.
Hi. I forgot to roll
Alright,
my
never
D8
mind then.
for health. Oh,
Good
fuck
job.
yes.
Are we still eating the food at this point?
Nope, you guys are just about finishing your food. Tate, the snares have still not caught anything.
Okay. As I am finishing up the food, as we are finishing up the food, I'll look over to Zephyr and ask, did you not want any?
Nah, I think I'll pass.
Suit yourself. So,
All right. Go ahead.
so Vina, what were you doing over there?
Trying to catch more food. I don't think nothing's happened. As soon as I smelled over here, though, I got hungry.
That's more
I
food for
don't
what?
exactly have any rations left.
Oh, do you need some rations? I have plenty of rations on me.
Would you be fine with that?
Yeah, us dwarves can eat, so I got plenty on me at all times.
I would take some rations, though.
I will give Avina 5 rations.
Okay.
So is there anything else anyone wants to do? Otherwise, I think I should probably retire for tonight. It was night, right? I'm not misremembering that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was slowly getting closer tonight.
No one has anything in mind then? Go for it, Noah.
Oh, I accidentally hit the button.
Then as I was saying that, I'm walking over to where I made my bed. And getting in for the night.
Okay.
It also appears we have lost lamb in-game.
Yep, I lost internet connection.
Okay.
Up the counter. Oh wait, no, the counter's gone.
No one else going to do anything.
Alright, so it looks like Tucson is going to go in his hammock. Perthros has set up his bedroll. Do you have a tent?
I do not.
Okay, so you're in your bedroll. Was anyone else setting up their bedroll and or tent?
I will be probably setting my bedroll up, yeah.
Place you where your bedroll's going to be.
Just gonna sleep right there.
On the spooky teleporter.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a good spot.
Okay, that's fine.
Just a quick offhanded question. Does this arch seem to be made out of the same stuff as the teleporter? Or is this just regular stone?
That's just regular stone.
Damn it. Hoping to cheat the system.
I mean, to be honest, the arch looks like it was probably not just an arch, and maybe it was more of an entranceway connected to like a wall and so forth, and the pathway that went downward might have been more of a hidden entrance, and something used to be on top of the hill for all you know. But after time and so forth, now it's basically all that's left is a arch and a hole in the ground. It just seems odd of a setup. Same thing with the 2 pillars that are there. Oh, destroyed pillars. Or maybe they're monuments. Or maybe they're statues. Can't tell. Pretty much just a base with rubble.
Hmm.
Is that where a ream is going to be set up there, Cub?
Yeah.
Alright. So the party sets up camp for the night and proceeds to start sleeping. Kelb and Lamb, can I have you roll me a listen? What'd you get, Kelb?
13.
Lamb?
16.
Okay. Noah, Tate, and Jared, can I have you guys... You know what, we'll just have you roll a listen as well.
Okay.
What'd you get, Tate?
15.
Jared?
21.
Noah?
14.
Okay. Does anyone wish to not be woken up from a noise? Is anyone's character so quiet that they would say fuck it and keep sleeping?
Mine would.
Roll me a will.
Now, might I add, before I tell you what I rolled, that I have been through a lot of pain in the last 24 hours. Total was 4, nat 1.
Fair enough. You guys don't even start your actual good sleep, so this doesn't necessarily start to affect whether you're going to get health or not. But the water inside of the fountain has started to glow, and a hum has started to happen with an ever so every now and then streak of lightning going from the middle of the fountain towards 2 of the pillars. To be specific, these 2.
I'm glad I didn't set my hammock up over there.
So, Perthos is immediately getting up and going the hell over here. Just watching for a while.
I'm gonna lean over the edge and just watch.
Okay. Well, while everyone is watching and Reem is trying to sleep, but kind of having issues from it, so that kind of like keeping your eyes closed, opening them, looking, being annoyed, closing them, being like, God damn, I just want to sleep. Kind of a thing going on. It continues to happen, and then the one pillar just kind of starts to glow, and the other really isn't glowing. And then the other starts to glow, and for a brief moment, it looks like there is a, I guess you could say, square made of light between the 2. And on, I guess, only Perthros' side, you watch as someone walks out. And then, just as he starts to walk out, the eeny, meeny, miny, this one. Chunk of the pillar snaps off, or breaks off, and the light and everything else stops. The show ends. There's just a dude standing there. It is a 6'3" cloaked figure. All you can see on him is what looks like composite bow strapped on him. Based on everyone's angle, yeah, that's all you could see.
Well, that just happened.
You can tell he's looking around. A little confused.
Does my character see this?
It takes a second, but then, yeah, you notice that there is someone standing across from Perthros. You take a second, you're counting more than there should be.
Well, I'll be standing up then and going, what the hell?
Okay. So you stand up and go, what the hell?
Yeah.
Alright. Does anyone else want to say anything before I continue?
Hello?
Keep it down next time. I'm trying to sleep.
She peeks around. Hi. Hello.
He turns around
Since
and
when do people get
examines...
to walk through walls?
He turns around and examines the pillar and teleporter and so forth. As he does this, Perthros, you notice that he does in fact have a tail. It seems reptilian.
Would I assume Dragonborn at that point, or?
Yep.
Okay. What color?
It's too dark to tell.
Alright. Just gonna keep quiet for now.
He turns and looks at you, and what languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Aquan, Draconic.
Alright, he says something to you that you don't understand. Takes a second. Says something else to you. The first time he talked to you, it sounded just like the most beautiful language you've ever heard. The second time, it reminds you of the Pit Fiend.
After the second time, I'm just gonna say Draconic. I didn't catch either of those.
Okay.
But I think you should know this one.
I have Common, Celestial, Terran, Draconic. Did I hear
Does
any
he-
of those?
Does anyone know Abyssal?
I do.
Okay. Zephyr, you heard the first time in Celestial him say, "Who are you?" And then Tucson, you heard the second time. You heard him from the second thing he said, this time in Abyssal. "Who are you?" Then after the Draconic, if any of you understand Draconic, you hear him just go, "Who are you?"
The Outlanders.
What do you mean by who are we? That's the question. Are you referring to names? Are you referring to occupations? Or are you referring to what are we doing here?
I'll say guild members from Darnatch.
Guild members of Duranch? The guilds are dead.
Mostly.
Kinda.
Mostly. Is this not the seventh son of the fourth king? Age
King
2?
of... Is
This
he
means
referring to
nothing.
a time,
This
or-
means nothing to you. This would be like going back to caveman ages and going, yeah, it's September 22nd. It means literally nothing to you.
Gotcha.
Wow,
Who?
Chromeless Caveman.
Who's king of
No.
what now?
Who is your king?
As far as I'm aware, we don't have a king.
Yeah, wait a second. We have... does that make us, like, the head of town?
I
You don't know.
I have a question. What language is this guy speaking right now?
Draconic.
So keep that in mind if you're responding to him.
I am king of some goblins.
You speak Draconic, no?
Does anyone not speak Draconic?
Me. I do not speak Draconic.
Okay.
I'm either
Tate?
speaking in
It's the
Celestial or
coolest way.
Draconic
I
right
speak
now,
it.
and I don't necessarily realize what I'm doing.
What was that? Jared, what did you say?
I'm either responding to him in Celestial or Draconic and don't fully realize what I'm doing right now.
Okay. So yeah, as far as you're aware, Reem, everyone that's just talking in Draconic, sometimes a Reem is talking in a language only he seemed to have spoken in earlier. This, I'll just give you his name, Balasar. But other than that, everyone else is just doing weird growls and grunts at each other.
Parcel tongue from Harry Potter.
If
Yeah,
you
so-
want, Arim can speak up and be like, I don't speak this, guys.
No, I'm just gonna turn around slowly and just go back to bed. Saying to myself, probably should not have added the alcohol.
Fair enough. Yeah, he lowers the hood. You can absolutely see he's Dragonborn, but again, since there's almost no light, you can't tell what color he is. But he does have glowing-ish, kind of glowing, light blue eyes. Slightly uncommon for a Dragonborn.
Would you happen to know Octomenos or... I've only seen them ever walk through walls of light like that. Or Metwhale.
Do we know his name?
Yeah, you know Metwayo's name.
Okay.
At the mention of, when you said Octomenos, he kind of started to slowly turn, and when you said Metwayo, he very quickly turned and looked at you. You know of Metwayo?
Once or twice. He's kind of been prepping us to,
He is my deity.
You missed him by about a few days.
He's on
He's
vacation.
kind of left the building.
He took a handful of us guild members, a very selected group, and had us do a couple of things, and then the Forsaken and Risen One, Octomenos he calls himself now, as you said, and then had us go through a door of light. And now I'm here, staring at what we used to use for just quick transportation among guild outposts, but destroyed. Last time I saw it, it wasn't.
Yeah, we came here like this.
He holds out his hand and just kind of holds it in the air for a second, breathes. Magic seems weak.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably more present now than it's been for God knows how many generations.
He holds out his hand towards you, and in a crystalline-esque, a light-esque crystalline sword takes shape, and then finally solidifies into just what looks like a short sword.